Change is inevitable. We can't make it stop. It will keep on going. It cannot be avoided, evaded, or escaped, which means it will happen whether you like it or not. For example, we have this thing that comes in May and maybe in November. We really don't like this stuff. Every time we hear it and know that it will come sooner, we feel like, ew! Like, no! Stop! I'm going to puke! You know what it is? Correct! It is our bonus. We can't make it stop. It always goes straight to our bank, whether we like it or not. And this bonus, as he says, will be used by our leaders. Maybe it is our grade level coordinator, department heads, or principal, for us to strive more, and it will serve as motivation for us. Instead of saying, gawin nyo na yung trabaho nyo, i-track nyo na yung mga info ng mga bago nyong estudyante, they will go, may sahod na po, or may bonus na po, check nyo po yung ATM nyo, yung mga reports nyo, baka naman. Leaders are recognized as vital in the management of innovation. They are essential in that they can create the condition in which innovation can flourish. As a leader, you must be ready for changes. What will you do if this situation occurs? And what decision would you make? And there goes this two approach in decision making. The bottom-up approach, leaders as stimulating innovation, and top-down approach, leaders as managing innovation. Top-down approach focuses on resources, rewards, goals, and vision, expectation for creativity, and autonomy. Now, let's focus on resources. Resources are intensive in innovation, and also it is needed in a large innovation efforts, as well as small projects aimed at exploring an idea. Leaders manage resources which come in the form of time, money, facilities, information, and knowledge. And now, rewards. Reward system encourage specific behaviors to an organization. Reward may be important for creativity because individuals feel that initiatives are supported rather than undermined. However, reward must not always be monetary. They can also constitute recognition and positive feedback, which in some settings are more important than money. Next is goals and vision. The degree of vision determines the extent to which goals are clear, attainable, and valued by team members. By taking the time to state goals and vision, leaders facilitate a shared understanding which make it easier to collaborate. Vision is one of the strongest predictors of innovation, according to a meta-analysis by Huldschreger, Anderson, and Salgado 2019. And the fourth one is expectations for creativity. Leaders can set high expectations for creativity, which in turn leads to creative outcomes. Of course, it is important to back those expectations up with requisite resources. Otherwise, employees will learn that the organization wish for more creativity is not genuine. Finally, it is autonomy. It is the freedom to pursue tasks according to one's own discretion. And now, let's proceed to bottom-up approach, which focuses on team climate, problem solving, team composition, and motivation. Team climate tells that the leader can support a positive team climate conducive to creativity and innovation. A climate consisting of intellectual debate, openness, flexibility, challenge, and positive relation have consistently been linked to innovation outcomes, according to Hunter, Bedell, and Mumford, 2007. While problem solving is the nature of innovative work, being novel and complex, problems are often abundant. Leaders can help their team members by means of their experience and expertise to construct and understand the problem better, which often leads to better problem solutions, new ideas, and directions. According to Redmond, Mumford, and Titch, 1993. Next one is team composition. Leaders often are responsible for staffing teams. By carefully choosing team members, leaders can increase the chance that new perspective and information is disclosed. And lastly, we have motivation. An important predictor for individuals' creativity is their intrinsic motivation, which means you do it because it is enjoyable. And now, let's go deeper. Let's define top-down and bottom-up approach. According to M. Webster, it is defined as controlled or directed from the highest level, starting with general idea and having details gradually added. And also, according to Small Business Cron, top-down management is style where the heads of an organization make the decisions and pass them down to other members of the organization to implement. Top-down approach can be illustrated by a triangle. DepEd is on top. DepEd is the one who comes up with the idea and make the decision. Next, the idea will be passed down to the principal, and the principal will distribute the concepts to the department heads. And here, the details of the idea is perfected and confirmed before sending it down to the teachers who will actually execute the idea or command given by the management above them. In the contrary, bottom-up is defined by Merriam-Webster as progressing upward from the lowest levels, controlled or directed from the lower levels. And according to Small Business Cron, the heads of an organization still make the final decision. The decision is informed by member surveys and discussing realistic options with the different departments in an organization. Bottom-up approach is illustrated by means of inverted triangle. This is the opposite. Teachers are on the top. Ideas are generated by taking into account everyone's opinion and suggestions. These ideas will be passed to the department heads to be filtered and completed, and the principal will take over, and at the tip of the triangle, we have the DepEd. Although the teachers come up with the idea, the final decision is still made by the DepEd. Can we say that bottom-up management is more effective and complete as many people help to make the idea possible? I will leave it to you. And now, let's go to the advantages and disadvantages of the two approach, and I will give you time to read it. There are many examples of dilemmas pertaining to leaders' dual roles and managing innovation. A challenge for leaders in innovative ventures is to balance the two roles. For example, the upper management and individuals may have different views on which innovations that should be produced. Another issue is one of control versus freedom. How much control should be exerted over innovation projects? Too much control, restricted autonomy, and effectively stifles motivation and creativity. On the other hand, innovation cannot roam too freely as an organization needs to set a direction and strategy for its development efforts. What makes a good leader? A good leader must fulfill a number of roles. For example, they have to be a mentor, guide, supporter to an individual team members, and at the same time, they have to be the one who looks after getting the task done. And also, they have to facilitate good communication, and they must be focused to the team as a hope and being an inspiration. All of us will become a leader someday. So please, try to be a good one.
Thank you!